Good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Levi Nolasco. I'm a top producing relocation realtor with Keller Williams here in sunny Las Cruces, New Mexico. I have a Facebook group called Moving to Las Cruces where I match people that are looking to make the move to Las Cruces to those that already have. So feel free to join and ask any questions that you have. I started making these videos because I really fell in love with Las Cruces. I still love it. And I want people to love where they live. So I'm making these videos for the few people out there that enjoy what I enjoy and see what I see in this beautiful town. So today we're going to spend some time talking about the Soledad Canyon area. This is a really beautiful area to the east of Las Cruces. It has a wide variety of housing options, from somewhat planned developments to long dirt roads and houses way out by themselves, only the mountains surrounding them. Now, I always like to start with the outside in, so I think, it's a good idea to choose the state you want to live in, then the city, then the neighborhood, and then the house. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background on this area because I think it's super cool and has a lot of history. Let's start with some fun facts. I'm staring at the Organ Mountains right in front of me, and back in the 1700s, I believe a Spanish priest named Leroux was caring for a Spanish soldier who told him that there was millions of dollars worth of gold in the Organ Mountains, or as he said, in the mountains near El Paso, with 3 peaks. I first learned of this story when I was working in TV. They were developing a show around people that come to Las Cruces year-round trying to find this gold, and I'd actually never heard of it growing up here or going to college here. So I think that's really fascinating and something that's really fun to dig into. And also, if you live in the Soledad Canyon area, it increases your chances of finding this gold, which is awesome. If you'd like to learn more about this, look up the Los Padre mine. Now, I'm not sure exactly where this story was. I thought it was in Soledad Canyon, but I could be wrong. There was a 9-year-old boy that was out with his family hiking, and he tripped over what he thought was a big stone or a rock or or a cow skull. Once they took a better look at it, they discovered that it was the skull of a stegomastodon from 1.2 million years ago. Behind me, you can see the side view of the Organ Mountains. Just a few miles down, just a few miles back behind me, during the Civil War, the Confederate soldiers captured the Union soldiers at the Baylor Pass. And from what I remember, we're leaving a fort to cross the San Agustin Pass. And when they did, they took whiskey instead of water, thinking that they would run into water up here in the mountains. But of course they didn't. They ran into the Confederates. When the Confederates found them, they were drunk, dehydrated, and gave up without any fighting. Now, I just want to say what a perfect example of winning the battle but losing the war. I would also like to mention that I've carried on the tradition of Union soldiers throughout my entire college career, which lasted just as long as the Civil War, 4 years, by being drunk and dehydrated as much as possible in their memory. The camera's not picking up the entire view from where I'm standing. You can see the entire sky from where I'm standing, as well as the valley of Las Cruces. You can see mountains that are in Deming and Mexico. So one thing that I really love about this area is this open space. And where I'm standing right now is where my wife and I come out to watch the International Space Station fly over Las Cruces. The microphone I was using just broke, so I decided to hop in the car. Now, another thing that I really love about this area is there's tons of hiking and biking, and also like motorcycle and off-road trails. Right behind me, there's a Soledad Canyon hiking area, which has a waterfall at the very end of it. I have a video of that actually from 2 summers ago. It should be on my YouTube page, so you can see what it looks like out here when it's raining a lot and everything is nice and lush. There's a lot of biking trails, and there's actually one trail for dirt bikes and I guess side-by-sides, ATVs, that'll take you from Las Cruces all the way to Anthony, Texas, which is right outside El Paso. I've ridden about 5 miles on it and came back. It's really rocky, but a lot of fun, very beautiful. And talk about getting away from the city. You are out there in the beautiful valley all by yourself, and it is awesome. The hill that I'm about to drive down is called Soledad Canyon Road, and it's a very steep hill. You can't really see it. The camera doesn't capture the grade very well, but it's one that I took my bicycle up to and rode all the way down, or bombed the hill, as they say. And I have to say that's one of the most fun things I've done here in Las Cruces. And I've been thinking that Las Cruces needs to have something like the Red Bull soapbox race, where locals build their soapbox cars and race them to get to the bottom of the hill. Now, I have a bunch of stuff in my Amazon shopping cart that I haven't purchased yet that I want to, just for this hill. A couple of those items are a drift trike, a longboard, and pretty much anything with wheels. So I think, in terms of what type of people would like to live out here, I think these will be the people that want more elbow room and space from their neighbors while still being closer to amenities and things in town. From where I'm parked right now at the trailhead, I'm about 17 minutes from a grocery store, coffee shop, restaurant, and an MSU. So if you like going to tailgates, to games, or to the Pan Am Center where we have a lot of concerts, and of course you have all the hiking and you have all the outdoorsy things that you want to do right out your front yard. Now there are a few things to consider. If you're going to live on the south side of Soledad Canyon, a lot of these houses are built on dirt roads. Some of the roads are more treacherous than others. There's some that are perfectly fine. That's just something to think about if you want to drive down a dirt road every day to get to and from town. But if you don't, the good news is, as soon as you get into the middle of Soledad Canyon and to the north of Soledad Canyon, you have more of a neighborhood feel. And I think that's another great option to still have some space from the neighbors and have an incredible view. Now, I grew up on 5 acres of land in Silver City, New Mexico, and there were times I remember being outside and you could not hear a thing. Now I really appreciate that as I get older, but as a kid, that drove me crazy. I could not stand being in the quiet for that long. This is the type of area where if you forget something in town, you're probably going to go back the next day to pick it up. You're not going to turn around and drive back into town. At least for Las Cruces. People from a bigger city, the commute probably takes as long as it takes you to find a parking spot at Target. And I know that from personal experience. In South Pasadena, it would take us at least 15 to 30 minutes to find a parking spot. That's how long it takes you to get from your house to town in this area. So it's really not that bad. The most common question that I get out here from folks that are looking in this area, first of all, is pricing. Second of all is internet access. I've sold quite a few properties in this area. I've sold properties that are way out in the sticks and properties that are right off the main road. I know there are options for internet. One of the customers that I worked with worked for the federal government and had to be on the computer all day, every day. She had to have fast internet speed so that she can keep up with everything that's going on. So I know that she had a good experience, and I believe she used Zianet. But there are a couple other providers out here as well. Okay, so let's talk about real estate real quick. So this area is quickly increasing in price and value. At the time I'm making this video, there are 5 properties on the market, and they range from $699,000 to $1.3 million. So this is definitely becoming more of the higher end area, I think, of Las Cruces. And that's for a few reasons. Of course, it's going to be natural beauty, the location, you're right next to the mountains, things like that. But something else that is really important to know is that a lot of the land that surrounds this area is federally protected. So even though it seems like there's a lot of land, and I'll show you once I flip the camera around, a lot of what you see is going to be protected and it can't be built on. The Organ Mountains are also part of the Organ Mountain National Monument, so that land is protected as well. So of course, they're not making land anymore. The more houses that are built out here, the higher the prices are going to get, for a good reason. So going back to this same time last year, year over year, 24 properties sold ranging from $400,000 up to $1.25 million. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't in this price range and it might be a little steep. However, I'd just like to connect with the people that are in a city right now. One of the first properties I ever was a part of helping sell was a 800 square foot studio in downtown Skid Row in Los Angeles, and that house went for about $465,000 at the time. This was in 2016. So I know that there's people in big cities looking to escape, and they're going to see these videos in these houses and realize that they can trade in the shoebox for an actual house. So I think that's pretty exciting, and it's always fun when you come into town. I love showing you houses. Really exciting to see what you can get out here. I just really want to thank you again for watching my videos, and thank you for your support. It really means a lot to me. No matter where you end up living or wherever you decide to move to, I hope that you fall in love with it, just like I have with Las Cruces, and I hope that it treats you well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.